Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Friday night, time to kick down, relax and enjoy the weekend. Welcome to the weekend. This evening I am talking about, I was going to say read the small print, but it's not read the small print. Where this brain thought came from was I was scanning the news as I do, and there was a report about Unilever are changing their pledges. Now, seemingly, see, I wrote it down. Initially, their pledge for plastics was to halve the virgin plastics by 2025. So, cut their virgin plastic use by half by 2025. Now they're changing that. They're going to cut their virgin plastic use by a third, not a half, it's down to a third. And they're giving themselves another year until 2026 to do it. Now, also there was things they said they're paying direct suppliers a living wage by 2030. They have changed that. They're now going for paying direct suppliers a fair wage. And it got me to thinking, because seemingly this is banks and oil companies, there's a few of them have seemingly, changed their pledges, shall we say, as shareholders, etc., are wanting them to focus more on the stock markets than on green projects. Why does that not surprise me? So yeah, I was thinking, I wonder how many other companies have done that, and we've not caught it. And there's so many times, and whether it's companies, groups, the government, the royal family, anybody like that, if they're doing something like making a pledge to cut their plastic use in half by 2025, it's all singing, it's all dancing, it's all bells and whistles. How often do you hear about them rolling back on those? I mean, yeah, there was one report today that I saw. I wonder how many companies have done the bells and whistles on one side, and then on the other side they've just quietly changed their intentions. And we, the general public, obviously we've seen the bells and whistles because it's been very highly publicised, but we haven't seen the fact that it's been dialed back. So we're thinking, oh yeah, we'll use that company because they're really good, they're doing this, this and this. And then funnily enough, they're not doing this, this and this, they're not doing any of it. And I was like, that's actually quite interesting to think of. Wonder how often that's happened, that people have said, we're going to do this, and then they don't. How many people have said they're going to start paying a living wage, and then it's not. They're just going to pay, 10% over minimum wage instead, or they're going to just continue to pay minimum wage. Or maybe someone who did pay the living wage a while ago, and now the new starts are coming in at minimum wage. There's a lot of those things going on that don't get publicised as much. And so, yeah, as I say, the thought that was going through my head was read the small print, but it's not read the small print. It's more if you're going to do something important, especially a big ticket purchase or something, check where you're buying from. Check if you still like them as much as you did a couple of years ago when they said they were going to be doing all this and that and the next thing. Because, as I say, Unilever, I mean, they do Ben and Jerry's, they do other stuff. I can't remember what it said in the news report, and the only thing I remember is thinking they do Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Just amazing the things we remember. So yeah, that was my thought today. Was I wonder how often that's happened. Because I know certainly you've got things of, and I mean, whether it's a climate pledge, whether it's a payment date pledge, whether it's a diverse hiring pledge, there's all those different things that affect different people. Diverse hiring affects people with disabilities who were maybe thinking they'd have a better chance of a job there. Payment dates, changing them, that affects their subcontractors or the companies they buy things from. You know, your minimum wage affects the people who are working there in general. So yeah, so a lot of people can get affected by something that we don't notice happening because we've, as I say, we've seen the bells and whistles, but they don't publicise when they're changing them. And seemingly the reason is, you know, it was all very well being climate conscious, but now we're looking at wars and scary stuff. So now we're tightening our belts and, you know, making ourselves as much money as possible. There you go. So that is my thought for today. So as usual, I am off to go make myself a cup of tea, sit down at the computer, and go and catch up with paperwork. Catch you later.